Good morning, Ziran. Here's your machine. This is machine number one. As you saw in the photos, this one's in good condition. Actually, one of my cleaner ones. So very fine scratches on the front. Nothing much more. I finished the service last night. Perfect working conditions, no issues at all. Did all the cleaning and now, yeah, it's ready to go. I'll be making my coffee today. It's Thursday. The second machine, I'll aim to do it tomorrow morning. So I'll refurbish it tonight and I'll do the video tomorrow morning. But yeah, it's been on for a while. I assume you have some coffee knowledge, but I'll still teach you some things. When you turn on the machine, usually it takes a minute to warm up. After you turn it on, you see the buttons light up. That means it's ready to go. I would recommend you leave it on for 10 or 20 minutes just to keep it, to let it warm up some more, if you have the time. But if you want to get to work quickly and you're in a hurry, I would recommend running a blank shot. So a blank shot will warm up the machine pretty quickly and pretty effectively. Grab the portafilter handle, which is right here. It's empty. I've got the basket in there. I've got my cup. I'm going to put it underneath. I'm going to press the double button. This will run hot water through the machine. And it will warm things up pretty quickly, like the handle, the portafilter, the group head, and the cup. And it also acts like sort of a cleaning flush cycle, just because it uses that clean water to go through the group head, and it doesn't. There's no coffee grounds, so it will clean any oils or coffee grounds that are stuck. And I see a few of them in the cup, so that's good. You can do this once or twice, it's up to you, but at least do it once, I would say. Then grab a tissue and dry it thoroughly. Now we grind the coffee. So this is the double basket. This will take 18 grams of coffee. I've got my scale here to measure the input and output. So we will aim for 18 grams in the handle. I will do it in 2 steps. Rather than doing the 18 grams in one go, I will do it in 9 grams, then press it with the tamper, which should be somewhere here. Yeah, I'll get the tamper soon. In the meantime, I can just use my tamper. So 18 grams, I have to turn on the scale for that. Strange. We are using grind size number 6 now. Just going to open some of the beans. Okay. 12 o'clock position is where I usually try. Number 6 on the grind size. I had a feel, so last night I ground some coffee and I felt it. I think number 6 should be okay, but of course you can't know until we make a coffee, so that's the only way to know if we have the correct grind size. That's pretty quick. And we got 8.3, so we'll increase it just a little bit. So now I'm going to hold to manually grind, just to top it up, to make sure we have 9 grams. sorry about that. That was just a bit of adjustment. That was 9 grams. Then I'll do it again. Yeah, 9 grams as well. I'm happy with that. So once you have the second dose in, before you press it with the tamper, just spread it with your finger. Then grab the tamper out of its place and press nice and firm. And once you do that, you should notice the group head. Sorry, you notice the tamper, silver part on the tamper here disappears, and that tells you that you have the correct amount of coffee in there. So this is like a little trick that Breville puts on their tampers, is the correct depth of coffee should be the same depth as the tamper here. Make sure it's even all around and flat. Make sure there's no gaps. Then clean the edges. Then lock it in the middle. You don't have to go all the way to the right. This is a good rubber, fresh, what's the word? The group seal is good, so you don't have to push it all the way to the right. It will hold pressure here in the middle position. Okay. We have a hot water tap here. You can use it to make long black Americano coffees, brew some tea bags. It's good because it bypasses the group head, so it's clean water. You don't have to get water from the group head out there, which might be dirty sometimes. So we want to measure the output now. The input was 18, the output should be double of what we put in. So it should be about 36. I will be aiming for anything between 32 to 40. I'll be happy with that. 32 to 40 would be a good shot, I would say. It doesn't have to be a science, you don't have to hit the numbers exactly, but it's like a rough guide for most coffees. Some coffees will actually taste better at longer or shorter lengths, but in my case I just like to start at this position. I guess this recipe. And these buttons here, you can reprogram them, which I will do. Because from factory they're a bit too long. So if I use the factory settings right now, which are set right now, the shot will be a bit too long, longer than my liking. So I'll reprogram, and to do that, you have to have your coffee and handle it. Coffee in the handle and everything ready, locked in. Then press program, then press the button you want to program. Looking good. About 1 o'clock pressure. Symmetrical flow from both sides. We're at about 25 seconds now. Looks good, looks really good. Maybe a little bit too quick. So this is a grind size number 6. Maybe I will try grind size number 5, but honestly that was pretty good. And that happened in 25 seconds. 40 grams. Yeah, so a bit more than I was hoping. 42. A bit more than I was hoping. But yeah, that was a good shot. I will leave the settings as is. Next time, if this were my machine, I would just grind at number 5 instead of number 6. That will bring the speed a bit slower, and it will reduce the quantity by a little bit as well. Yeah, that was espresso. That's a really tasty shot. Next is the milk. I'll be frothing some milk to make latte. I'm gonna grab my jug here now and fill it with cold full cream milk. If you get a jug, I would recommend stainless steel because it transmits energy well. Before steaming, you can clean the machine. Take out the coffee from the basket, knock it into the bin, and flush. It's good to clean the grip head, and if you have the time, grab a tissue or a brush and clean the grip head again, even after flushing. Reason being, there's always a bit of coffee left. See, there's a bit of coffee grounds or oils left in there. So whenever you can, just clean that up some more, and your machine will be thankful. You can store the handle like this. You can lightly lock it in if you're gonna make a coffee soon after, or if you wanna turn on the machine next morning and it's warm. The handle will stay here. Obviously, it will be warmed up when you turn on the machine. But don't lock it in all the way. You don't want to put pressure on that rubber seal. Cool. Frothing. Turn on the steamer. It'll take about 15 seconds for the steam to start kicking in. Once it does, turn it off quickly. Put the jug in position. Turn it back on. There we go. Once you hear the pump pulsating, turn it off. Put it at an angle, close to the edge, and close to the tip of the surface of the milk. The tip close to the surface, and then if you keep it off for more than 5 seconds, it will actually go back to espresso mode. So don't wait too long. Don't keep the tip close to the surface for too long. So if you do it for about 10 or 15 seconds, you'll get nice smooth milk texture. If you do it for too long, you'll get too bubbly. The milk will become too bubbly, you'll get too thick of a texture, and it won't be nice for latte. It'll be more like a cappuccino maybe. So after that 10-15 seconds, raise the jug a little bit so that you can reduce the milk aerated. Sorry, you can if you raise the jug and put the wand deeper, it will reduce the amount of air injected into the milk. And once it's too hot to the touch, turn it off. Give it a purge, just to clean any air bubbles. And then grab a wet towel and wipe it off. You want to wipe it off straight away, otherwise it'll stick and it'll be really hard to remove later on. All done. Looks good. That's it. That's latte on the Barista Express. On your Barista Express. after frothing the milk, just knock it on the counter to break any big air bubbles. And swirl it around to mix it up. All done. Here is the latte that I made. Focus. Looks good. Looking forward to having it. It's a nice smooth texture. If you do some practice, you can actually do some latte art. I am not a barista and I don't usually do latte art. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the machine. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll see you soon.